Hi guys, welcome back to another video. From the looks of it, I think the third biggest DeFi project is going to launch their coin, because if you look at Coinbase or the announcement that they are putting Eigenlayer token Eigen is the roadmap, so this is really a big deal. So if you are not familiar with Eigenlayer, it is basically one of the biggest restaking platform with a TVL of over 12 billion, so that is a lot. And I think this coin is going to be a lot popular because it is actually a bit different from the rest of the coins. So we'll come to that in just a second. So if you look at its peak TVL, it was actually around 18 billion or something like 20 billion, so that is a pretty big one. And as of now it has started to recover, so I think that is a pretty big deal for this coin. So if we look at what is Eigen token is, basically it is a universal intersubjective work token designed for Eigenlayer, enabling security for various digital tasks that are not just objectively verifiable but also intersubjectively attributable. So basically, unlike traditional work tokens that are tied to one specific digital task, this coin is a bit different. So it has some of these uses. So Eigen tokens are used for staking for intersubjective faults on Eigenlayer platform. They are also used for performing validation tasks across various actively validated services AVS, and they are also incentivizing and penalizing operators based on their performance. So these are basically for the validators, I believe. And if you look at what are intersubjectively attributable faults, these are data availability, AI, inference accuracy, oracle price inputs, something like that. So basically, how does Eigen token staking work? So there are three phases or three steps, as you can see. The first one is step setup and execution. After that we have slashing, we have token fork, something like that. So what makes Eigen token unique? So basically, Eigen is designed to resolve faults in the decentralized tasks that are agreed upon by the multiple external observers. Unlike traditional tokens that focuses solely on objectively verifiable tasks, Eigen addresses faults that may not be provable on-chain but are clearly identifiable off-chain. So basically, its universality allows it to secure various tasks across many services on the Eigen layer platform. So I think that is a big one. So it does have these features. The first one is actually universality. That means that Eigen can be used across different tasks and systems beyond a single blockchain. So that is a pretty massive thing, I think, for the Eigen token, offering crypto economic security for a wide range of intersubjectively verifiable tasks. So that's a big one. After that we have isolation, so, and in the last we have compensation, so that's pretty good one, I think. And as of now, as you can see here, the token is not listed, so that is something you have to keep that in mind. So basically, who can use this token? So the Eigen token can be utilized by the AVS developers, validators, and operators looking to secure services that require intersubjective agreement. It plays complementary role to ETH restaking, where ETH can secure objectively verifiable tasks and Eigen handles more subjective faults. So basically, I don't even understand what does this all means, but I think this coin does seems to have a lot of potential from the looks of it. So there are a lot of technical terms, and I'm not into that much technical when it comes to restaking, so I'm not sure what this is. But anyways, from the looks of it, this token does sounds pretty interesting from the looks of it. So anyways, if we look at Eigen itself or their partners, they do have a lot of partners. So I will just scroll down. So if we look at so these are their marketing partners. So let's just try to see who we have here. So these are the partners, as you can see. We have Eigen DA, OneNode, and there are a lot of it, as you can see here. So I think that is a pretty big deal. So they do have a lot of partners, as you can see. So I think that's pretty good for this coin and a big plus point for this coin. So let's try to understand this coin. So first of all, they had the first phase for the airdrop, which was I think in May. As you can see here, this was the first phase, I believe, and as of now they just had second phase. And if you look at the first phase, I think the token supply was somewhere around 113 million, which they gave out in the first phase. And as you can see here, about 113 million token were given in the first phase. And if you actually, and this is the second phase, and if you do actually sum these allocations up, I think the initial circulating supply is somewhere around 200 million, and the initial distribution or the initial supply of the coin overall is going to be 1.6 billion, as you can see. But from the looks of it, this coin won't have a max supply, so it is going to be something like Ethereum and Solana. So you have to keep that in mind, because there is no exact data on the supply as of now. So this is all we have, or this is what I could actually find. That is something you have to keep that in mind. And it is going to be launched on Coinbase, so that's a pretty big deal, as you can see here. So I think the coin will most likely will also get listed on other exchanges that could actually include Binance or even other big ones. So I think that means that this coin is going to get a lot of attraction across the platform. So I think if it does actually launches, it could actually go 2x or even 3x on a launch. So that is a big possibility, because this is a pretty big DeFi platform. If you look at it, it is the third biggest one, and I think that could mean something. And if you look at the first biggest one, which is actually which is actually Lido, and if you look at its market cap, it's around 1.1 billion. And if you look at Aave, that I think has a lot of market cap as well, so that also has around 2 billion. So if we actually take the difference, or even if we try to find the difference, I think the Eigen could actually end up hitting something like 800 million, or even I think 1.1 billion. That is a big possibility. So that means this coin is going to have a lot of hype at the launch. So that is something you have to keep that in mind. And as for the token utility, so main players are going to be investors, or even the token, or even the Eigenlayer platform users, or the validators. So I think this coin will most likely see a lot less big sellers. So I think that is something you have to keep that in mind. When it comes to the token itself, when it comes to the funding or Eigen Labs, they actually did raise a lot of money, as you can see, 164 million. So that is a lot. And if you look at the rounds, they did have 4 rounds, and we had a pre-seed round as well, and that has a pretty good investor. So if you look here, we have Coinbase Ventures as an investor. So that is, I think, one of the reasons why it is actually getting a big launch on a Coinbase, as you can see here. And in the second round, we had around Blockchain Capital, we have Figment, and in the third round there were actually Wagme Venture and Blockchain Capital again. So that is something you can consider one of the biggest investor in this coin. And the last but not least, we also had this A16C, which is a pretty massive crypto farm or crypto venture in the crypto market. So I think that is something you have to keep that in mind. So I think this coin will most likely see a lot of attraction, and you have to keep that in mind, that these investors will also get their coins. So it is going to be very interesting. So once they do release, I'm actually waiting for the announcement about the tokenomics, and once it does come out, I will cover it in my channel. But as of now, this is all we have. So the initial supply is going, the initial supply of the token is going to be 1.6 billion, and I think that won't be the initial circulating supply, but that will be only the initial total supply of the coin at that moment. And I think the rest of the supply will be, I think, in the staking rewards and something like that. Anyways, this was it. I hope you liked the video, and I hope you got a lot of answers for this coin, and I will be back with more. Thanks for watching.